Good afternoon, YouTube. It's Jake Reed coming back at you guys with episode 8 of the Miami Dolphins simulation rebuild, how to build a dynasty in Madden 19. It's been a while, I know, but we're finally back and we're at it, and we're prepared to finish the series with a Super Bowl win. We're going to see if we can go ahead and get it. It'll be a disappointment if we don't, but this team is primed and ready. It's as good as we are going to get it, in a 2-year span, and we are ready to win the Super Bowl. I went ahead and simulated the preseason. We actually went 4-0, so things are looking up for us. It's looking to be a good season. Like I said, we'll be in the playoffs this year. I guarantee it. If I don't come through on that, you guys can hound me down in the comment section, but I guarantee you we make the playoffs this year. Just a couple things to note. In the preseason, we had 2 injuries, both to our left ends, Malik McDowell and Arden Key. We went ahead and put Arden Key on the IR. We're going to have to go ahead and pick somebody up real quick in his place to be a backup defensive lineman. But Malik McDowell will be able to come back after 4 weeks. However, we did decide to go ahead and check the trade block to see if there are any good defensive ends out there to take a spot on the team. And we found Dante Fowler Jr., who I know, or I'm pretty sure, was just signed with the team not too long ago. But they decided to put him on the trade block. He would have gone to another AI team, so I figured if he's going to get traded regardless, as an 87 overall, we have a need at that position. We might as well bring him in and go ahead and slot him right into our lineup. And as you guys can see, our team is an 89 overall, purely progressing players, making moves through the offseason and doing things the right way. We don't have to make any crazy trades to get any of this to happen. If you guys go back, start at the beginning of the series, you follow all my tips, I guarantee you guys within 2 years, you guys will have an amazing team looking like this. We started with a 75 overall Dolphins team. We sold everybody off, and this team went down to a 73 overall, and we're back up to an 89 with an 89 on offense and a 95 on defense. So we are ridiculously good, and we are primed and ready. As you can see across the board, this team is stacked. We are primed and ready to win a Super Bowl. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. We're going to see if we can get some wins here early in the season. And I'm just going to sim it week by week. I'll cut it out later in the video. I'll see you guys back here in week 2 once I've done all my weekly training and everything. And I'm back in week 2. We are back in week 2, and we have a huge matchup coming up against the New England Patriots. We are both 1-0 coming into week 2. This could very well decide our season here, going in early on, playing the Patriots. We're at home, so we have the advantage. I'm not sure if Tom Brady retired or not. Maybe I'll go and check that real quick for you guys, just so you can see. We're in our 3rd year at this point, so more than likely he is retired. Yeah, Nick Foles is the quarterback for the Patriots. I remember seeing that in the offseason. Apologize for that one. Like I said, it's been a week since we're back here, but I'm excited to get going here. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade my players, and I'll see you guys back here once we beat the Patriots. I said, guys, if you're watching right now on the first run, I'm going to be cutting out all this training and everything on the final edit. If you guys want to go ahead and watch me as I go through all this, that's perfectly fine. I have no problems with that, but I'm just going to manage the team here, and then on the final edit, you'll see the final result without all this stuff in between. If you guys want to see what I do for training, what I do for all these tips and everything, go back to the earlier videos in the series. I walk you through all the tips and tricks on how to build a dynasty like this, how to get your team boosted up such high in ratings, and you'll be able to learn very quickly, very easily how to do exactly what I'm doing. Alright guys, we're back here in week 3, and guess what? We did beat the New England Patriots, but the New York Jets are also 2-0, sitting right here in the division, trying to challenge us for this division. So I was going to go ahead and originally sim to midway point at this stage, but I'm going to go ahead and I'll do it 1 week at a time here, just for these important games like this Jets game, because this decides the lead in the division at this point. I'm gonna go ahead. I'll do all my weekly duties and everything, and like usual, I'll be back with you guys after this game. Alright, we got a couple guys that we need to negotiate with. Chris Godwin and Malik Hooker, so a couple of big names for us here early on. We're just going to go ahead and max out the deals. Not a huge issue for us. They're young. Sign them long term. Easy. Very easy. Alright, Godwin's locked up for his career, basically. Malik Hooker we will do the same with. Ladies and gentlemen, week 3 has come and gone, and we are now 3-0. We have topped all 3 opponents within the division, the Bills, the Patriots, and the Jets, and now we are in sole possession of first place in the division with strong wins in weeks 1 through 3. We come up with what should be a decently easy matchup against the San Francisco 49ers. I'll give you guys a projection of the schedule here moving forward. So we'll have the Jets again, then the Seahawks, and then a couple games after that, it looks like up at the top. Yeah, actually the Seahawks, then the Ravens. Once we hit that point, after that Ravens game, I will come back to you guys with a halfway point update, what our record is, how our players are doing stats-wise. So stay tuned for that, and I'll be back with you guys in just a moment. Alright guys, so if you're just tuning in right now, I'm just simulating ahead to week 8. All of this in-between stuff, the weekly training and everything, will be cut out of the final product. However, we are in the final year of this rebuild franchise. We're aiming for the Super Bowl. Right now we're 3-0, beating the Bills week 1, the Patriots week 2, and the Jets week 3. So we are 3-0. The team's up to around a 90 overall, and we're looking real good here so far, and we're looking very promising to have a shot at the Super Bowl here in year 3. So like I said, I'm not disappointing you guys. I called exactly what's going to happen. We're going to make the playoffs. I can't guarantee a Super Bowl one way or the other. I'm hoping that we make it there. But if you were using the team, you'd be putting yourself in a great position for a Super Bowl run. Alright, we're back here in week 9, post week 8, our bye week, and we are sitting here at 7-0, guys. We are 7-0, undefeated, coming off of our bye week, week 8, halfway through the season. Now, what I'm going to do for you guys real quick, we're 7-0. I'm going to go ahead and go into the stats, and I'm going to give you guys a review of where our team stands. So, Herbert looking really good in terms of passing touchdowns, 6th in the NFL. TJ Yeldon, 381 rushing yards. I'm not sure why he has more than Derrick Henry. We might have to look at the depth chart real quick on that. Or maybe Derrick Henry got injured at some point along the way, but this is what I wanted to see out of my running backs, and actually we have all 3 of them getting into the action, which I'm perfectly fine with. But what this shows here is that we have 3 running backs who are all averaging over 4 yards a carry. That's the first time in this franchise that we've had a running back average over 4 yards a carry. So bringing in Derrick Henry was definitely an upgrade. Having TJ Yeldon as the change of pace back is phenomenal for us. And then drafting Taz Worlds actually has provided a 3rd running back that's an extra change of pace back that's been able to really impact our running game here. So like we said we were going to do in this offseason, we heavily impacted the running game. We upgraded our running game by getting in a running back and bringing in our offensive line. Quarterback doing really well. 15 touchdowns to 1 interception, which is absolutely phenomenal for a second-year quarterback. Not phenomenal passing yardage numbers, but what are you going to do when you're 7-0? I don't care what his passing yardage is. As long as he's not throwing interceptions and losing games, he's 15 touchdowns to 1 interception. Looking good, Herbert, looking good. In terms of receiving, Godwin, no surprise there. He got his superstar upgrade. He's got 400 yards through 7 games. Kenny Stills with a very strong bounce-back season after not such a great season last season. 430 yards so far with 7 touchdowns, which is really phenomenal for us. Devontae Parker having a decent season as well, with Gesicki coming in behind with some receiving yards, not too bad. And then TJ Yeldon coming in with 130 receiving yards from the running back spot, which is looking real good. Now, what'll be interesting here is to see if anybody's given up a ton of sacks, and we haven't. This is exactly what we planned on doing in the offseason when we upgraded this offensive line. We swapped Juwan James, who's the stronger offensive lineman, to left tackle. He's only given up 3 sacks from that left tackle spot. We brought in Darrell Brooks. He's actually a second-year player, a draftee, only 3 sacks from that spot. We brought in DeAndre Darius as our rookie right tackle, and only 2 sacks allowed as our rookie right tackle, which is phenomenal. And then Forrest Lamp looking good with only 1 sack allowed at right guard. And Laramie Tunsil, the phenomenal surprise, moving him from right tackle to center, only allowing no sacks. A donut. He has been our biggest culprit for allowing sacks, but moving him to center obviously is more suited for him in this game, so he has allowed no sacks. Chukwuma Okorafor looks like he has played in every game, as well as Vaitai and Lumen, so some good rotation there among those players, which is phenomenal for us. On defense, tackle-wise, nobody looking phenomenal in terms of tackle, which is probably a good thing. It looks like we're pretty spread out in terms of tackles, but let's see if we're bringing the pressure this year. We are, and that Dante Fowler pickup and Bud Dupree pickup, as well as drafting Marquise Copeland, generating a lot of pressure there off of those three key additions to the team. And then in terms of interceptions, Akello Witherspoon, yeah, he's just absolutely ridiculous. He got up to, let's see, I got to give him an upgrade real quick to see his development trait. but he's up to star potential as a 25-year-old, looking absolutely phenomenal out of Colorado. One of probably our number one corner, Minkah Fitzpatrick, coming in with a couple of clutch interceptions there. And then the pickup, Tavon Young, as well as Reggie Ragland, coming in with an interception apiece. And then a couple other things. We'll just check out forced fumbles. Nobody's forced any fumbles. Nobody's blocked any kicks, and I doubt we've got any safeties. No. In terms of touchdowns, any defensive touchdowns, nothing like that. So our defense is really good, but not forcing a whole lot of points in terms of defensive points. In terms of kicking, Jake Elliott doing all right. 6 for 8, not phenomenal, but better than what the guy was the first year that we had. In terms of punter, our punter continues to do phenomenal, 54.8 yards average per punt, which is really, really good. In terms of kick return, Deebo Samuel and Cordarrelle Patterson doing all right there, 24 and 22 yards each per return. So nothing to complain about there, nothing bad. Cordarrelle only 7 yards per return on punts, so I would like that to be higher. I would like some punt and kick returns by the end of the year to warrant the contract that we're paying him, but that's where we stand mid-season. Our offense doing pretty good, our defense doing pretty good, and yeah, it looks like probably, I'll have to check the injury report, it looks like that Derrick Henry did suffer an injury. I just didn't check it. Yeah, he's out for 3 weeks. No big deal. We have TJ Yeldon. That's why we brought in these 2 running backs to be our 1-2 punch, because the guys before weren't getting it done. So with that being said, I will see you guys at the end of the season. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually cut this into a 2-part video. This will be part 1 of the ending. Part 2 of the ending will be playoffs and potentially a Super Bowl. And just a wrap-up of how we got to this point and everything like that. So make sure you stay tuned. If you haven't caught up to this point, go back and catch up on the other videos. If you like this series, leave a like on the video. If you want me to do more, if you want me to do other series with other teams, other games, leave a comment down below and subscribe to the channel. It really helps out. Trying to establish a nice community here. I'll play whatever you guys want me to play, let me know. But with all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and advance to the playoffs. I'll give you a season-end recap. And we're going to be primed and ready for Episode 9, the ending Part 2, where we get to a Super Bowl. I'm very hopeful. This team is 7-0 undefeated. Don't count your chickens before they hatch. Not necessarily going to go undefeated here the whole way through, but team is looking great. So I'll see you guys at the end of the season. If you guys are sticking around watching this stream live, just know that I'm going to be doing some of my player upgrading and everything. I'm actually going to probably try and sim through it real quick, mainly because, we've done everything we need to do in terms of upgrading this team to where we need it to be. I'll definitely go and spend these points, but we're not at a point where it's crucial to look at every single upgrade point and, spend it exactly the way that you need to. But I will go ahead, I'll do all these tasks and everything, make sure everything's taken care of. And like I said, I'll be back at the end of the season. So we have a bunch of guys ready to negotiate. We'll go ahead and take care of all of that. We have a lot of cap room to be able to sign people, so we shouldn't have too much problem in that regard. And if you guys want to see me continue the series past this season, I would be happy to. I just would need a little bit of feedback from you guys letting me know that that's what you'd like to see. It's up to you guys. Just let me know down in the comment section if that's something you want to see. If not, that's fine too. Just let me know. It's year 25.
Probably going to go negative in terms of funds here, just because we're not deep into the season yet. But that's okay, not a big deal. Raekwon McMillan looking great on the outside, only 23 years old. We'll give him the contract that he wants. You know, we'll hit up the rest of these guys at the end of the season. No need to do it right now. Alright, we'll go ahead. I'm just going to advance to playoffs. See where we end up at the end of the season. Thank you guys for sticking with me if you're watching the stream. Or if you watch this before I end up editing it. I'm glad to finally be back into this series. I'm glad to finally have some time to daily upload again. It was a hectic week there for last week and everything, with a ton of rain and everything, basement flooding and whatnot, so it was pretty hectic, but we finally got everything sorted out, and I'm back on the grind getting daily uploads for you guys. Let me know what videos you guys want to see. If there's tips and tricks videos on any game that you guys want to see, any gameplay you want to see, just let me know down in the comments section. I'm happy to play anything, show you guys how to do anything, just let me know. Very curious to see what this team's record is going to end up. More than likely not going to go undefeated. Usually when I simulate like this, if I end up this far into a franchise and my team's this good, they'll end up with 12 plus wins, but typically not undefeated. I have had it happen where I've simulated before and we've gone undefeated just based on my team building skills. So like I said, if you guys want to know how to build a team up in just a couple seasons, go back to the beginning of the series and watch and learn. I can teach you guys very easily how to make a stacked team, how to make a dynasty. And this applies to, you know, simulation franchise like this. It applies to you know, co-op franchise, whatever you want. But we're gonna go ahead and check our record and everything. Alright guys, so we're back here at the end of the season. What do you guys think my record is? Let me know down below. Give me your guesses before you see the record. Alright, so we finished 15-1. I'm not sure who that loss was to. I really don't care to go back and look, to be honest with you, because 15-1 is phenomenal for this team. We are in year 3 and we are guaranteed a #1 seed in the playoffs, which is absolutely phenomenal for this team. I'm going to go ahead and go through the year-end stats just to kind of show you guys where the team ended up. Very good year from a lot of our players here. So Herbert, 28 touchdowns to only 4 interceptions, and that's a very good season for a second-year guy. You know, not numbers that are going to blow anybody away, but they'll blow you away in terms of efficiency. That's just a straight-up efficient quarterback. 105.8 passer rating, which is, you know, that's just straight-up phenomenal if you ask me. You know, 3,700 yards is pretty good. That's a pretty good season. 28 touchdowns is all right. So a very good season, in my opinion, out of a second-year quarterback there for us. And then in terms of rushing, nobody eclipsed 1,000 yards, but that's because we had injuries. But as a team, we eclipsed, 1,700, 1,800 yards among all of these players, having TJ Yeldon, Derrick Henry, and Taz Worlds all averaging over 4 yards per carry. 9 touchdowns out of Yeldon, 8 out of Derrick Henry, and 7 out of Taz Worlds. So very good production out of all 3 of those guys. We definitely upgraded our run game the way that we said we were going to. In terms of receiving, Kenny Stills with a massive bounce-back season with 1,000 yards and 9 touchdowns. And then Devontae Parker with 703 and Chris Godwin with 943. So strong seasons out of those guys. You know, we have a lot of weapons, a lot of people to pass the ball around to. So, you know, and only having a second-year quarterback, I don't expect all these guys to have blown, you know, just absolutely gaudy numbers. But very good, very strong offensive performance there. Mike Gesicki coming in strong. TJ Yeldon with some good receiving yards. And even Derrick Henry chipping in with 73. In terms of blocking, I'm curious to see who gave a lot of tackles. Yeah, Jawan James, that's to be expected. That's off of the left tackle spot, 8 sacks. It's quite a bit, to be honest with you, but the starting offensive line, as you can see, I believe Tunsil ended up being the starter at center, so no sacks given up by him. Or no, Vaitai must have, because he played 984 snaps as opposed to 160. I didn't catch that before, but only 2, 2, 5, 6, and 8. Better than it was in the past, which is what we desired. We're at where we want to be, which is great. Reggie Ragland coming in strong with 106 tackles. In terms of sacks, if we have anybody dominant, Marquise Copeland, our defensive tackle, coming in with 13 sacks, which is a dominant season out of a second-year player. Absolutely phenomenal. Great draft pick by us on that one. Interceptions, Minkah Fitzpatrick, no surprise, leading with 4, tied with Witherspoon, who also had 4, which is really good. Looks like, yeah, a couple forced fumbles, one by Minkah, one by Tank Hursley. So Minkah really is the real deal, to be honest with you. He's just a phenomenal player. I believe he's up to a 99 now. Marquise Copeland and Malik McDowell, a couple of big boys, get blocked punts or blocked kicks in there. No safeties, and I'm curious to see if we scored any points defensively. We did have 1 defensive touchdown by Malik Hooker, so that's good. I was looking to have some defensive points by the end of the year just to show some progression in that area. Jake Elliott, 13 of 16 on field goals, so not amazing, but good enough for me. Good enough to get us a 15-1 record. Matt Hack, our punter, 51.6 yard average on punts, which is actually really, really good. No complaints there. Cordarrelle Patterson, that's exactly what I wanted to see. So 33-yard average per return with 2 kick return touchdowns. He's definitely making the Pro Bowl with that type of numbers. Absolute phenomenal. That's why we brought him in. That's what we wanted to see, a special teams game changer. And then on punt return, he got his average up a little bit to 7.9. Nothing phenomenal there, but I'll take the 2 special teams kick return touchdowns. Absolutely great. It's exactly what we wanted to see. And, you know, finishing 15-1 like that is an absolutely great way to finish this year. We're going to be in the playoffs here. Should be good to go here. I'm going to end the video actually here. This will be part 1, and then part 2 will be the playoffs and the Super Bowl and the recap of the franchise. Just to kind of show you guys, you know, where we started, where we ended. Just to kind of show you how the team has evolved and everything. And give you guys a recap on everything like that. So make sure you tune in for the next episode. If you're not caught up to this point, go back and check out the old episodes. If you watched this through before I edited the video, just keep in mind that I'll be cutting out a lot of that simulating and everything in between later on, so I'll be cutting that out and slimming the video down a little bit. So yeah, go ahead and check out some of my other videos. Subscribe to the channel if you like my content, if you like me. Leave a like on the video and comment what you guys want to see me play next. Let me know. Have a good day, guys.